Hey, folks. Just thought I'd come on and have a little discussion with you. We're all keeping up to date with the happenings going on around us, and we are noticing a lot of evil. And sometimes we can't wrap our minds around that. We can't we can't even imagine doing something like that. Or when we see it, we're in shock and awe. And I saw it, and I know maybe many of you saw it, where they interviewed a neighbor of the guy in Las Vegas. Um, and they asked about his personality to the neighbor, and the neighbor's like, well, really haven't had much interaction except, saying hi and stuff like that. And it's just not something that we can even believe. And that was coming from the neighbor. And we got to stop and think about that. We have interactions with people every day, whether it be coworkers, whether it be teachers, whether it be neighbors. Every day we have different interactions. We walk into our favorite grocery store and there's the clerks, we know. We don't know them, but we've dealt with them enough. We recognize them and acknowledge them. But it just goes to show we never know what's going on within those people. We don't know if they're good. We don't know if they're in check mentally. We don't know what's going on behind that meat suit or whatever you want to call it. We don't know what's going on within them. Anything could be going on. We don't know what they did last night. Maybe they did something vile last night. And then we see them today and it's like, "Hi, how are you?" And they're like, "Oh, I'm fine. How are you?" And then all of a sudden we turn on the news and bam, there they are. And it's like, "Holy crap. That could have been me." The victim. Could have been. These are the things where we've got to stay on our toes, right? We can't just because somebody has a smile on their face and we interact with them once a week or daily at work or it's a neighbor, you go out and you say hi, just because they smile back at you doesn't tell the whole story. I'm not saying look at everybody suspiciously, but just be aware. Be aware of what you could potentially be dealing with. You have no idea. You have no idea what's going on in my head except for what I'm talking about right now. Just like I don't know what's going on in your head. We never know those deep, dark secrets, do we? We could go out on a date and really potentially put ourselves in at a risk. We don't know. When I was young, before I ever got married and had kids, I had friends who used to set me up on blind dates. And like a fool, I'd go out with these people. No fear. No, oh my God, what's this guy's history? And y- that's why they call it a blind date, right? You don't know anything about you just take your friend's word for it, right? Uh, our youth is doing that today. Think about it. The youth of today is meeting people on these social websites, and they're setting up a meeting without knowing anything. I mean, stop and think about it. Look at the lies you can make up on those social media websites. Look at the lies you can make up. Make yourself look like this great person, this hero type person, and make up a bunch of fictitious degrees and education levels and put a PhD behind your name. And you've imagined this whole different ideology, this whole different person, and that's who the person on the other side of the screen is setting up a date with. And they're thinking, wow, this person looks really intelligent and look at all these degrees and oh my gosh, I'm gonna trust this person enough to go out on a date with. How gullible do we have to be? I mean, people in my generation, we didn't have social media. We made eye contact. Our guts told us, is this common sense? Does this person look like Charles Manson or does this person look PhD level, you know? But you meet in person and you know, you talk. And I don't know about you, but it's pretty easy for me. If somebody talks a bunch of bullshit to me, I could see it in their eyes. I could hear it in the way they're speaking. They listen to the tone of the voice when somebody is talking a lot of smack to you. The tone of their voice loses confidence. They're not, you know, they don't speak with confidence because it's not truthful. And that's why personal interaction prior to committing to a private encounter is very, very important. And yeah, I'm not against meeting anybody on social media websites. I met a person on social media websites. I ended up building a relationship on that meeting. And but that was lucky. That was lucky. Hell, it could have been a serial killer. How was I supposed to know? But in today's world, we're not talking 23, 24 years ago. In today's world, it's a whole different situation. Now, you older generation, I'm not telling you to hover over your kids and your grandkids because they're going to think you're creepy. What I'm telling you is there's a whole lot of book smart people in society these days. Oh, they think they're geniuses because they're book smart. They're not street smart. That's the difference. See, when I was growing up, you had to be street smart. Books didn't teach you how to assimilate in society. Street smart taught you that. Street smart taught you how to recognize good versus evil. Books don't teach that. You could walk up to a genius who has never left his house. You could walk up to that genius, and I guarantee you, you will be smarter than that genius. Why? Because he's only book smart. He doesn't know how to put himself out in the social society. He doesn't know how to act. He doesn't know how to read people. He doesn't know how to listen to the tone of the voices. He doesn't know what looks suspicious, what don't look suspicious, because he's not street smart. He doesn't know how to keep himself safe in a social setting. He doesn't draw suspicion to anything because he doesn't know how. He's only book smart. Whereas when you go out into society and you intermingle with the public and you learn through experience. Hell, I've been stolen from. I've had a lot of different encounters. And I learned I didn't play the victim. I learned the lesson. There's a big difference. You could have your purse stolen and say, "Oh, poor me, oh, poor me, oh, poor me." Or you could say, "Yeah, I turned my back for a second and left my purse in the child seat of the cart, and I turned to go get something off the shelf and turned back around and my purse was gone." What did it teach me? Well, it taught me I was pretty damn stupid for letting go of my purse. It also taught me, don't do it again. I didn't sit there and cry and whine, and that wasn't gonna get my purse back. Nothing was gonna get my purse back. Did I ever put my purse in a shopping cart again in the child carrier part and just turn my back? Hell no. Now I make sure that that purse is on a shoulder strap in front of me, not off to the side, in front of me. And when I go to reach for something, my one hand is on the purse, my other hand is reaching for the item. I learned from it. It's not something you learn out of a book. So no matter how intelligent people think they are because they did all this studying and they did all this work, put them in the middle of a big city and let's see how well they do. Even a medium-sized small city, because there's evil among us. In the most safest place you think you could be, never put your 100% faith and think that you are untouchable, because that's just being stupid. I don't care where you live. You can live in the tiniest little off the path community and have somebody nasty right next door to you who says good morning to you every day, and you don't know what's going on behind his doors. Never take people for granted. Never. Never think you know more than anybody because you don't. The only thing you could do is to have faith within for yourself. And that's between you and God. I don't care how much you think you know someone, you don't know the whole inside of that someone. You don't know what kind of thoughts are going through their head. And all of a sudden, what happens if somebody's mental what changes? You don't know. You don't know. All I'm telling you is times have changed, people have changed, things have changed, and it seems to be changing on a daily basis. Those we least expect are doing the unthinkable, but yet they're doing it. Keep your loved ones close to you. Don't hammer on them and don't. But what I'm saying is, if anything else, teach them street smarts so that they'll have some of this knowledge. You know, people put too much faith in internet, books. That's all well and good, but that doesn't make you smart. That doesn't make you safe. Safety is what you learn socially. That's where you're going to learn your biggest lessons. Social interaction. And always, always have your guard up. Always. Because you just don't know. And with that, I want to wish you a wonderful evening. And if you saw my short, that big swath of a storm is going to start. They were saying midnight. Now they're saying 11:30 p.m., something like that. And it's going to run all the way into early Monday morning. And let's not forget, that's heading across Arkansas, Ohio, and moving to the East Coast. And it's a huge storm, really a big storm. But it's going to be moving out of my area early Monday morning. So, you people that live on that East Coast in Arkansas and, you know, all them states, Ohio, Indiana, Arkansas, all them states, one great big swath of a storm. So just be careful. Temperatures are going to get pretty damn close to zero, if not wind chill below zero. So make sure you stay warm, make sure you stay safe, and find a good book to read. Don't get so wrapped up into faith of the internet or faith of what you hear on the news, because a lot of times that's embellished too to get you to look. So just be careful. Keep those street smarts up and running, and you have a wonderful evening. Stay warm.